The world has moved forward since the financial crisis of 2008, but our societies are now going through fundamental structural changes that put our future prosperity at risk. Global economic power is shifting. Populations around the world are aging. There is a potential mismatch between economic activity, social needs, and the supply of skilled labour. Global economic growth is weak, and unemployment remains stubbornly high. When the Group of 20, or G20, came together to deal with the financial crisis, their decisive, coordinated action boosted business and consumer confidence to help prevent another Great Depression. The G20 economies represent 90% of global GDP, 80% of international trade, and 2/3 of the world's population, making them small enough in number to be nimble, but with the scale and reach to change the direction of the global economy. In an effort to address today's challenges, the G20 has set the ambitious target of lifting collective GDP by 2% above expectations over the next 5 years and creating millions of new jobs. But it is only through structural reforms that this target can be met. The Business 20, or B20, brings together business leaders from around the world to provide practical commercial perspectives to the G20 and generate ideas for growth. In 2014, the B20 focused on 5 areas: trade, infrastructure, human capital, finance, and transparency. The outcome? 20 recommendations for coordinated action that would, if they are implemented, easily exceed the G20 growth target. The B20 recommendations are drawn from 4 themes. Structural flexibility, because structural reform should be continuous to reflect the constant evolution of our economies. Free movement across borders of goods, services, labour and capital for a more efficient, truly global economy. Consistent and effective regulation, because regulation has the power to constrict markets when it is poor and to enhance them when it is good. And integrity and credibility in commerce, because corruption places a monumental cost on economic growth by destroying productive efficiency. The B20's trade recommendations alone would increase global GDP by $3.4 trillion and create more than 50 million trade-related jobs. That's the equivalent of adding a country the size of Germany to the global economy. The recommendations on infrastructure and investment would increase global GDP by $6 trillion and create 100 million jobs over the long term. Most importantly, the countries that implement these reforms will deliver higher standards of living and better health, education and security, while in poorer countries, millions of people could be lifted out of poverty. As the engine of economic growth, global business has delivered a blueprint for G20 economies to work together to implement these structural reforms. We encourage the G20 economies to act now. For more information, go to b20australia.info.